Well, guys, today this is the Sit Down with Pearl. Welcome, Sneeko.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am a fan of your work. I genuinely watched a lot of your podcasts for a while, and I like what you're doing.
Thank you. I've been watching you forever. I love your reaction videos. I was telling you earlier, I just think you're so entertaining, and I feel like a lot of the flack you get is like, I'm just like, he's an entertainer. He's trying to be funny. I don't know why people get so caught up in, like, get their panties in a bunch for no reason.
Well, it's facts versus logic right now. Or no, it's logic versus emotion. So you have to seek truth through funny. That's my motto. I think anybody who's funny or who's entertaining, they understand the truth, because you can't laugh at things that are false. Humor comes from your gut, comes from your stomach. And so even right and left, or I'm not really that politically affiliated, but I guess the woke mob versus just people who are red-pilled or who are truthful. All the funny people are on this side, and all the people who are all emotional and triggered, they're always woke. You know, the people who believe in the truth, they don't get triggered at little nonsense. They can see the nuance in things.
No, that's what I was so mad when they took you off of YouTube. I literally watched your streams all the time. I still do. But wait, so what was that like, getting canceled?
It was funny. It was the day after I met with the Tate brothers in Romania, in Bucharest. And we flew to London on a private jet he was doing his Piers Morgan interview. And then that day I got the last email, like, I got your final strike, all my channels deleted. Just saw one at a time, Sneeko lit, boom, 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 all deleted. And we saw the walls caving in. Like when you get canceled, it's not like it comes out of nowhere. You can kind of tell there's different signs. They started age restricting things. They started deleting certain videos. And then the types of woke YouTubers who were saying certain things that I should be banned. We saw it coming, but for all of it to happen at once like that, because it was like, I fell to my knees in Walmart. You know, I had that type of reaction. But then I was banned on Twitch a week later for no reason. I'm still banned on Twitch. People have been able to get unbanned, but I didn't even say anything. I was just eating a salad, ban evasion, done. Genuinely, I wasn't even saying anything. I was streaming for a week to try to get the Twitch partnership or whatever. So I wasn't even, have my mic on mute, and I still got banned. So they wiped me on Twitter, TikTok. Elon Musk, thank you for bringing me back. But the cancellation hit me pretty hard. But I'm very positive, because the past couple of days on Rumble, it's been absolutely incredible. The transition was a little bit slower for me than most people. It wasn't the same exact amount of viewers, but now we're hitting a stride, and I'm really Happy New Year's Eve to anybody watching. Happy New Year's Eve. 2023, I'm really looking forward to the future of Rumble and these alternative platforms.
What? Well, do you think it was because of Tate that you got banned, like because you visited him?
I think that I genuinely think that they were watching under a microscope. There were different signs. They played me in the Senate committee, played a clip of my stream, and said that we were inspiring domestic terrorism because of a panel that I had with Nick Fuentes. I think that was a big thing that put me under their spotlight. They started to look, because that's clearly a person that they're afraid of, that tests the agenda. And seeing that I wasn't pushing back. So you could talk to people like that. You could talk to cancel people as long as you push back. So maybe you'll survive longer talking to cancel people because you're a woman. And so it's more like, comes from more of a place of empathy. But if I'm like nodding my head with Nick, who they call a white supremacist denier, and I'm like, oh, you're pretty funny, like, and I'm not pushing back at all, then they're like, this guy, he's starting to platform him, we need to get rid of him. No,
I genuinely think that's like half the reason I haven't been taken down, is just because I'm a girl. Like, I just feel like they're so much harder on guys than they are on girls on like social media stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I mean, wasn't there a girl that was naked on Twitter, having sex on Twitch?
She got banned for 7 days. She was getting fucked on Twitch. So they allow porn. This is the priorities that's on Twitch. You can be in a hot tub half naked. You can be pushing simp behavior, making men weaker. They want you to watch video games all day. They want you to listen to woke people. They want to take away your brain. They just want you to sit there eating this, donating money to all these OnlyFans streamers, watching people have sex. And then if I'm here like trying to wake people up, being energetic, saying something funny, saying something that tests the agenda, wiped.
I need you to red pill me more.
What do you want to know? Because this is how it starts for everybody who goes down the red pill pipeline. You're here, it's relationship level, which is good, because that's the first step of the red pill. You realize that men are encouraged to become simps. The Disney movie ideology of every woman is a princess is a lie. You need to earn your love.
I'm not.
I'm sorry, we're not all special.
Damn it.
But once you get there, then you start to figure out about like, what's the reason? Like, why is feminism being pushed? And it's ultimately controlled. And it it all starts from there, because there's a reason why we are all lied to about relationships, and it's because they want ultimate control, they want ultimate power. And just be logical. Why would the powers that be care about us? They want more power. That we're not they don't give a fuck about us. Why should they?
Who? Okay, so because this is where I get confused. All right, so I get the relationship stuff, right? Like feminism. Okay. Who are the powers that be? Because, okay, I'll tell you what happened to me. A couple years ago, I was on a train, and some random dude just started talking to me about the, like, Epstein's Island, you know? And I thought this man was crazy until a couple years later. I was like, the Epstein stuff came out, and I was like, is this man telling the truth? And he was also telling me that all the currency is going to go bad or something. But this was, like, when I was, like, 20. So this was like 6 years ago. But I remember it because so much stuff came true. But I'm like, who are the powers that be? And, like, isn't like if terror is in the world, isn't that like bad for them? Like they don't want to live in a bad, I don't know.
What do you think? They think that terrorism is bad?
Okay, because I always hear that the powers that be are like population control. Like that's what they're trying to do.
Of course.
But if there's population control, then they won't be able to fill jobs in the future. Like that's bad for societies. Like societies crumble when there's a declining population. From what I understand, I'm not like an expert at this stuff.
Well, they're trying to automate everything. They want to get rid of a lot of those jobs, those simple jobs, like truck drivers. You know, electric cars and McDonald's, everything is automated. They want to take away a lot of that. Population control is easier because they know that having a family is where we're happiest. When we have kids and when we're self-governing, when we don't listen to other people, they know that that's when we're independent and we don't rely on other people, that's our happiest state. So that's why in the past 2 years, they took that away. They told us to stay inside. You can't interact with other people. You can't go meet other people. You're a bad person if you go see your family for Christmas. They took away what makes us happiest. And yeah, of course, he's right. And we're seeing the double standard right now with the woke mob. Epstein's Island were actual human traffickers. It's a global sex trafficking ring that the elites have. You're asking what the elites are. It's just the people with the most amount of money. It's just like this mafia at the top. A lot of people speculate about who it is. I genuinely think it's just the people with the most money. I don't think it's any specific race or religion. They all make deals. It's, you know, the people with the most power, these power-hungry Satanists who don't believe in God and know that they can manipulate and do sexual rituals to get rid of any of their empathy. If they believe in negative behavior, if they know that they can go against God and play as God, then they'll have ultimate control and they won't care about how much they do to us. So, but you see the double standard right now. Right now, Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate are getting accused of human trafficking, which is all bullshit. I know that. I was in their house. There's no women are there in cages. But look at the woke people. They don't care about the black book of the Epstein list. They don't give a fuck about actual. If they cared about human trafficking, they would say, hey, please release the list of people that went to Epstein's Island. They don't care.
Well, and it's guilty. I was going to ask you about that. It's guilty till proven innocent with him.
With men.
Yeah, or especially if they're like more conservative men. Like with Andrew, it's like they don't even wait till the facts come out. It's like they just assume he's guilty.
And do you see how many there are? Like how many? Remember this when the Tates come out, when their name is cleared. Just remember this. Like clip this when it comes out that they're innocent. All the influencers who are saying the pizza box doxed him. He doxed himself with the pizza box. Greta Thunberg, you idiots. You don't think some of the most famous people in the world in Europe who flew on a private jet into Romania, driving expensive Bugattis to their mansion that's on Google Maps, you think the government wasn't aware of the location? You genuinely think a pizza box is what got them arrested? And all of them said that. Preach, I know you talked to him. Hasanabi, Moist Critical. Who else were all these people who pushed it? Mudahar from Ordinary Gamers. They were all speaking about this pizza box, and they're all well older than us. They're in their mid-30s who just believe one tweet. They have no analytical skills, and they sit online all day playing video games. They're supposed to be nerds. They're nerds. Anybody who believe in that pizza box shit, you have no right to speak about this at all. Just play video games. Stop trying to get into the truth.
Who's Preach? You mean like Abba and Preach?
Yeah, that dude. He said that. He's like, oh, I saw it was a pizza box. Bro has like kids and is married and really believed that a pizza box is what got him arrested. And these are the influencers that have all these platforms and have all these subscribers and that people pay attention to, and people like me get banned.
No, I've never.
I think if you analyze it properly, I don't see. I'm not very optimistic about the future of the West. With everything that we believe in, woke is the new religion. People think completely emotionally. They're not gonna, when I watch your debate or when I listen to them talk, there is not a lot of hope for these people. So I think the best thing to do, and I would advise anybody who sees the truth, is to make as much money as possible, get strong, have multiple passports, and not be able to be controlled by any government, and get ready to leave. But there's certain people that want to save America, but it's I have a hard time being optimistic about it. But
What do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen in the deep state? I want to be red-pilled more.
what's going to happen? Well, they want a globalist agenda. They want to have the world be controlled by one powerful government that has all the money. They want us to be eating bugs. They don't want us to be patriotic about anything. That's what the World Economic Forum is. That's what Klaus Schwab wants. China wants to take over. They just want a specific group of people to control everybody.
Okay, I need you to. So, you're saying names I don't know. These are like super rich people.
Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum.
Okay.
And they shake hands with people like George Soros and.
That he's bad. I've heard his name.
He's bad, yes. Yeah, I mean, these ultra billionaires, that's all they want. The same people with Bill Gates, they're all part of this elite group. And if you look what happened in what's happening in the Netherlands right now, they're closing up all the farms. They don't even want you to grow your own food so they can control your food supply. It's the same reason they're pushing veganism on everybody, because they know that like eating animals, like, it makes you a stronger person. They're pushing Impossible Burgers. They want you to eat bugs. They want you to eat genetically modified food. They want to control everything about us. They're shutting down farms in the Netherlands. The World Economic Forum has taken over that country.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do you think will happen to America then? You think they'll take over, like they'll do the same thing, take over the farms?
I think you could look at what's happening in China and analyze that and think that it's probably going to happen here next, because COVID happened there first. The vaccine passports, the lockdowns, the quarantine, that happened in China, and then it then happened in America. Right now, if you look at, like, COVID is still completely all over China. Like, we're like, oh, it's over. It's not over in China. When you drive on the highway, you need to scan a QR code to pass. They have giant tents, and just look up Shanghai on Twitter. You can see all these videos. You have to walk on the street in a certain direction or else you get arrested. They'll like just bring you in. It's genuinely Black Mirror stuff. So if we elect another Democrat, if we elect somebody else like Joe Biden, then it's very possible that the same thing that's happening in China, like a totalitarian government who just wants us controlled, is the future.
Would you ever move to like Dubai or Eastern Europe? Like, what made you pick? Because some people that are super red pill, they'll just flee. They'll be like, I'm out.
Well, I don't have enough money. I just became a millionaire this year. I started this year broke. You were telling me that you've started watching for a long time. I've been doing YouTube for a long time, but this year I started with 1 million YouTube subscribers, and I finished it with $1 million with no YouTube channel.
Oh, congratulations.
So no, it's a pretty interesting flip. 1 million subscribers and now $1 million at a flip. I think like once I get to 5M or 10 million net worth, and I am generating enough revenue to that point, then I'll get out of here. But I'm not financially ready yet. I'm in the best place in America. This is just objectively the best place in America. You were considering moving here? Look outside. Brickell, I think, is the best. Miami is the Dubai. It's like a utopia and a collapsing society of America.
So actually, I have questions about Miami.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm not a big, like, I don't really drink. So I'm like, can you like Miami and not be that into like the clubs and stuff?
Yeah, of course. There's great restaurants, great weather, nice people. The food it's the best food ever.
My second concern, okay. I'm a ginger. All right.
You need sunscreen.
Yeah, but it's so, I heard it's like ungodly hot in the summers. Like it's like deadly.
It's doable.
It's doable?
Yeah, you're in London. You're used to rain all the time. I think you could adjust.
I need to get out of London. I hate London.
Yeah, London is fun. I liked it the past 3 years. I would go every summer. But Andrew and Tristan, they hate it. They think it's like you have to hide your watch when you go outside. I haven't had that experience personally. I've even went to the hoods. I've been to Peckham. I've been to Brixton. I've been to all these places. It was fine for me. I think it's a little bit exaggerated, but maybe my experience is not the same. But I like the people.
I live in the hood, low key.
Yeah, where?
What?
What area?
We can cut it.
Okay.
It's not the best. I used to live, I'm gonna swear, I lived before that. It was like there was a body found down the street.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the best area, but I wanted like a bigger place. And back then the channel wasn't doing as well. So I was like it was doing good, but like now I probably would have lived somewhere else, but I don't know. Then it was more of like a risk to sign a lease that long, you know?
Oh, you're still on the lease.
Yeah, but I'm gonna, cause I'm play semi-pro volleyball now. Like that's why I'm there. So once my season ends, I'm coming back.
Where's your utopia? Where do you want to move?
I don't know.
Do you agree with what I'm talking about? That the West is collapsing and that it's.
Yeah, I mean that sounds right. Sorry, that sounds so dumb. It doesn't seem to be getting better.
No.
Everyone gets like crazier every 5 years.
And I think we should look at what happened in the past 2 years, how quickly everybody jumps on to exactly what they're supposed to leave and then move on.
Yeah.
All the people that shamed you for not wanting to get an injection or shamed you for seeing your family or for all the going outside during the quarantine, all these people who said you were a terrible person. There were people on Twitter and like people post screenshots all the time saying these people shouldn't have rights if you didn't get an injection. Like these people should not be able to speak. These people should not be allowed to leave your house if you didn't get this. And they're just still here tweeting, moving on with their life. That people are genuinely really brainwashed and they don't really care. People, because of social media, we just move on to the next thing. Most people are completely controlled. So if we see that most people are like this, I think when the next one happens, my prediction is the next pandemic is going to be about climate change. I think it's going to be limiting how much carbon you can emit. So they're going to say that you can't drive a certain amount of hours. You can only leave at this amount of time. You've been using the internet too much. The same thing, you can't use an air conditioning system in the UK, right? Like, because the sun's too hot. It's all nonsense. And this is the next pandemic.
So what made you not be were you ever you had to have
Of course, I was stuck in the Matrix I grew up in the Matrix. I grew up in, I was born in New York City and I grew up in a lot in New Haven, Connecticut. My family, like my whole environment, everybody around me is stuck into that system. I was in college and I think like, I've always was red pill aware, but I think everyone is red pill aware at some point and then we just give up and then we choose to be a slave to the system. And when I was in college, I knew I didn't want to be there. When I was in school, you know that when you're in school, they're training you to be part of the 9 to 5 so that you can ask to go to the bathroom. So you are trained to take lunch at a certain time. It's training you for the 9 to 5 routine. And then as soon as you leave, you become a debt slave. So then now you need to work and become part of the workforce to pay off your debt. And you take out the system of taking out loans. And I was in college and I realized I didn't want to do this. I don't want to be an intern at some TV studio for like NBC's dying. Like I wanted to be saying things that were impactful. I like media, and they were telling me that you need to be an intern for 3 years at ABC Studios in order to get into that. Oh, you just need to do the time. Like, why do I need to do this time? You know, I want to be self-governing. I don't want to have to listen to anybody. So they train you to be a slave, and I think we're all aware of that. But most of us, it takes a level of courage, and it takes. It's scary to take that first step. Like when I dropped out of school, you know, I didn't have a backup plan. I was making like $2,000-3,000 a month, and I said, "Fuck it!" Like I just don't want to do this. And I've made mistakes. I've been a part of degeneracy. I have been an atheist before. I have fallen into the woke mob many times. It's been documented. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I'm just like everybody else watching. Like I think inherently we all want to make it out.
Do you feel like YouTube got you out of it? Like watching YouTube content?
YouTube got me in and out at the same time because a lot of it pulls you in. Most of what's on social media will just pull you in more, and then all the people that are trying to pull you out, they end up banned or they end up censored. They end up being called racist, misogynistic. They're accused of something they didn't do. They try to silence those people. But the people that are pushing the degeneracy, the atheistic people, the people who want you to play video games all day, who want you to stay inside, pushing the woke agenda, saying that a man can become a woman, they get on the trending page. Like, why is it that I'm banned on YouTube, but Shane Dawson, someone like that, a known pedophile, is #1 on trending?
I don't know who that is.
It's one of the OG YouTubers, like, and everybody knows what he's done, but they don't ban those people. But someone like me, I'm banned because of misinformation. There's a very clear bias.
Well, and we should be allowed to be wrong. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they'll say misinformation. Like, you should be allowed to have a stream and say something wrong and correct it later.
And there's so much misinformation.
And that's what irritates me sometimes about the red pill is like, they're like, if you say anything wrong, like, da-da-da. But it's like, I just feel like the chat and like people are so quick to correct you. And like, especially being in the positions we are, like people are so quick for you to get something wrong and like try to correct you. So it's like, even if something happens, like you can correct it later. Like we should be allowed, it's freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's why I praise Elon for doing that. But exactly, they want you to have one specific opinion. And that's the position you put yourself in as a content creator. You put yourself in front of a lot of people. You're going to get scrutinized all the time for having the wrong opinion, which is good to have discussions, to have back and forth. You're somebody who never is going to engage in a debate or have a back for someone like Greta Thunberg. And she's the voice of climate change. She's Jesus of the woke movement. And she knows better than to have a debate.
Why do they have a 13-year-old? That's how stupid the left is. How does a 13-year-old know anything about the planet?
They don't think
and
critically.
her parents, that is child abuse.
Oh, she's 19.
I mean, now, but when she started, she was like 13, 14. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
When they had the, I shouldn't be here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I shouldn't be. It was like, yes, you're so emotional. It's just literally the human embodiment of emotions over logic. Like, she knows nothing about science. Why does she know more about the sun being hot? And you know what, a good example of how many double standards there are with the woke movement? Everyone just said the giant own that she said was Andrew Tate, small. Oh, wait, clap it up. But you know, the idiots, you get in trouble for calling, right? Body shamer. As soon as the face of the woke movement says small body shaming, everybody claps. Good job for body shaming a man. That's the double standard. They think of it as punching up, but there's no consistency with the morality.
No, I do love. I lost a childhood friend in like 20 years over the fat comments. 20 years. And that's the crazy thing is like they'll literally like when they're brainwashed, it's like literally people that have loved you and like have been with you your whole life will just stop being friends with you or stop talking to you.
That's happened to me.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you if that's happened to you too.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about it. Like I said, you asked me if I was ever part of the Matrix. I consider like my family is still learning a lot of this stuff, and people have like a really strong emotional reaction to stuff like this. That they don't know how to even speak to people. They can't even speak about the vaccine or if you voted. I voted for Trump, and like if I told people that, they would have like called me racist. They would have called me a Trump supporter. That was the word for Nazi back then. So I kept that secret. I didn't tell a lot of people. When people did find out, they would look at me like this. Like this is the first Christmas I didn't go home because of my association with Ye. Because Ye was talking about, they called him anti-Semitic, they lied about him. And so my association with the people that you want to have on a panel, like Nick Fuentes and Ye, that pushed me away. They're like, we don't want you to talk about this.
Wait, so like your mom?
My family, just like my whole family.
Really, your whole family?
Yeah. All vaccinated, all Biden voters, all Ukraine, you know.
Stop it. Can you red pill some of them?
I've tried to. My brother is more susceptible, but like eventually when you get that far into it, it's that's just the way it is. And I still love them, of course, and I'm sure they still love me, but the reason is like they just wouldn't be able to handle a conversation at the dinner table because, you know, woke people don't know how to have discourse. They don't know how to disagree healthily. They get so emotionally involved and they want to live in their delusion. They want to be like the facker who's saying, I'm perfect the way I am. So, I mean, I don't hold any animosity. Of course, it's going to get better in the future, but it's just that's how plugged in so many people are.
How do you stay so positive? Like, you've had every bad thing happen to you, so your family doesn't talk to you.
Yeah, they called me racist. I lost all my platforms. YouTube froze 200,000 of my dollars. You know, a lot of people on the internet, I get attacked. You know, there's a lot. No, of course. How do I stay positive? I trust in the process. I believe in God. I've been going back to church. I have a strong network of friends. I have a good community around me. I've been saying in my chat, that's why my Rumble stream been doing so well. Like my chat's my family. Like that's what I look forward to every single night. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm just excited to get on the stream, see all the same like usernames that I see. I talk to them all the time. Like I'll be streaming for like, and that's what I want to do in 2023. I'm streaming every single day at 8 p.m. Eastern, and on rumble.com/Sneako. That's the family right now. That's who I spend the most time with. So I just have a positive mindset because that's the only thing you can do. Even when Andrew and Tristan got arrested, like of course they predicted it. They told me it was going to happen, and I know it's all a lie. Like I'll put my reputation on the line to say that they're innocent. Of course, there's a lot of things. They beat you down. They want you to fall apart because they want you to stay plugged in. But the only thing you can do is trust in God, become stronger, richer, and trust the process.
No, I absolutely don't believe. Like he was so nice on the interview.
Everybody who's met him says that. There's not everybody who hates him hasn't met him, and they just see clips on TikTok. They believe in the brainwashing. Every single person. I have not met one person who said that Andrew and Tristan Tate is a bad person once they shake his hand.
Yeah, like we were supposed to go to Dubai for that panel actually, and my passport expires within 6 months, so I can't get in the country. And he ended up like flying to us so we could do it. And so I was like, that was really nice of him.
He flew to London to do that?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I was like, that was really nice of him to do that. So I don't know. When all that stuff came out about him, I just don't believe it. He said that it was going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's a lie. They don't have anything.
Do you get tired? Okay. You go on Fresh and Fit a lot, right?
Yeah, I was on last night. Yeah.
I'm so tired of these, like respectfully. I've been doing the show for like a year now. Like,
You sound like a man now. I'm sick of these hoes.
Not like respectfully. I know like people be like, stop calling the girls hoe, like blah, blah,
But
blah.
they are. And they
just-
even use that word to their advantage. They'd be like, I'm a hoe, and then you're like, okay, hoe. What do you mean I'm a hoe? Like they'll be like, I'm a slut. Slut walk. Slut.
I have never understood men more than doing this show. It's like the men will show up on time. The women are flaky. God only knows if they'll show up to the podcast.
Yeah.
I have to get double the amount of women just to get the panel.
Yep.
And it's like I like to say, I don't think I'm better than, I'm still a girl. I'm not special, okay? I'm not a unicorn, da-da-da-da. But it's like a lot of times they make everything about them. It's like we'll be talking about a general conversation and it's always about that. And it's like
women are the main character in a movie in their head. Disney's done that. Every girl is a Disney princess in her own head. You saw that. I was pointing it out in your debate. You're trying to talk about feminism, and every single time a woman speaks, she's like, "As a black trans queer, what are you talking about? The conversation was about the wage gap. What does this have to do with being black? Like they just every single time they need to victimize themselves because they need to feel special every time they speak. I'm confused. How are you red pilled? Like what was your journey into this fucking weird space?
Well, I've always been more conservative. I'd say that they brainwashed me for like maybe a year or two in college, just a little bit. I was like pro
You had blue
BLM.
hair and a nose
Oh
piercing?
God, no, I was never.
BLM?
I was never that crazy.
Okay.
I was just more like, I was always still more conservative, but I would say maybe on a couple social issues that kind of got me, like BLM type stuff. I kind of felt bad for being white for a minute.
Uh-oh. You got that white guilt?
Yeah, I was like,
I hate guilty white people. Like that's what I'm racist against is guilty white people.
Yeah, well, wasn't doing the wild shit that they're doing, but it was like and privilege. You know, I grew up in the most privileged life ever. Like I grew up in a 10-bedroom house with 9 siblings. Like we traveled the world. I'm like, you can't get more privileged than me. So I just felt really bad, and I was like, oh shit. Like, did I contribute to like the problems?
Are you contributing to white supremacy? Like,
Yeah,
you're part of the problem.
Maybe like a year or two.
System of oppression.
My dad, he's so logical that he would, and I was like, maybe we should have benefits and shit, you know, because I was like, well, I grew up like this, like you did it. But my dad, I just remember this was kind of the red pill moment, but this wasn't about relationships. This was like other stuff. But like, I feel like red pill kind of starts with like conservative policies too. At least it did for me. And he was just explaining to me, you can't have free shit. Like you have to have, he was like $1 in, $2 out. You can only have so many of those programs.
Personal responsibility.
Yeah. And that's like, he would just sit me down and explain stuff to me and I'd be like, oh, like you can't. The relationships was just reacting to videos. Like Kevin Samuels kind of red pilled me.
Yeah, I can see that a lot. A lot of the need to be right. A lot of his phrases I hear on your podcast.
Yeah, like what do you talk about when he?
R.I.P. Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, I know he was great. It's so sad he was gone too soon. But he, I'm trying to remember. He triggered me the first time. I was triggered because they were like, you need to see Kevin Samuels. I used to do rap reactions, so it was like Whitest Girl on Earth reacts to like Pooh Shiesty or like something like that.
Good clickbait.
Yeah. So then I did Whitest Girl on Earth reacts to Kevin Samuels, and it was the High Value Men Cheat one. And my dad's he's a high value man, so I called him. I'm like, Dad, where are your bitches? Like, why don't you have hoes? And he's like, what? You know.
Yeah.
But that kind of.
He really called your dad and said that?
Yeah. No, I'm really. I talk to my dad like every other day.
Okay.
It's not. He kind of gets annoyed. He says I call him too much, make some friends. But yeah. But I realized like they're more talking about it on like in the state of the world. So at first I was like triggered because I grew up around rich people and none of them really cheated. Like that just wasn't common. And I know that everyone red pill be like they do and you just don't know it. But like I grew up more around like the nerdy guys. I don't know. They just weren't. Like they might be. I don't know. No one believes me. But I really don't think my dad's ever cheated. And so, but what I realized is they're just saying like most guys, if they have a bus full of models waiting for them at the door, are probably gonna do it at some point. And you can see that like what percent of NBA players are faithful?
None.
None.
0.
And I was like, you know, even my dad, as much as I love him, if he had girls waiting for him every day at home, it would probably be hard for him too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was triggered by some stuff at first.
It's interesting that it was your father in conservatism, because I think the first thing that really red pilled me was when Trump ran for president in 2015, and everybody was calling him racist. My motto was always just following the funny, because I always really liked stand-up comedy from a young age. I liked George Carlin, Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, all those people. And woke people just aren't funny. They aren't capable of it. And Trump was like, just seeing him get on stage, oh, lock her up, low energy, small, like just all the jokes and the memes, he just didn't care. He's like, they're And I always resonate. I believe in funny people because I don't think you can bullshit around funny. You know, if you look at Kamala Harris, if you look at Joe Biden, like Kamala Harris would be like, at Thanksgiving dinner, I just put gravy on the turkey. Like, it's just creepy. Like when they try to be, they're like an alien. So, but if you're funny, then I know you're a real person. So it was Trump and just not believing in the establishment, tired of the robots. And then you go fully down here. And you can see now what's happening to Trump. They raided his house in Mar-a-Lago. The same thing that's happening to Tate right now. And people don't see the pattern. They did the same thing with Julian Assange. Everybody who's trying to test the powers that be, they will falsely accuse them of nonsense.
And they're so robotic too. It's like they're robots.
They are.
Yeah.
No, bots, NPCs. I
Yeah,
love that
you
word.
say that
You
all
got to
the
add
time.
that to your vocabulary. It really,
Bots?
nobody wants to think that they're a bot. So it's really triggering to them.
I'll say that every time. Every time a liberal says something to me, bot.
Bot. It's
Bot.
just, oh, Ukraine, bot. And they're like, what? They don't know how to come back from that. It's a great word.
I just don't like, and the other reason I feel like I'm red pill is I just really hate people feeling sorry for themselves. I've just always been a hard worker, like probably to a fault. Like I've just always tried hard at like things that I do, whether it's like volleyball or music or like whatever it is. And I feel like you can accomplish anything in life. And I just don't like it when girls are like, oh, boo-hoo, poor me, I'm a woman, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I'm a woman, I could do it. I know people in way worse situations than you that can do it. And it's like, I really believe you can do anything if you can. And
that's a powerful mindset to have. It's the belief. And another reason was like they diagnosed me with ADHD when I was a little kid. And that's a disability. That's a mental disability. So if I believe that I'm disabled, then I'm going to have a worse life. If I believe I'm depressed, I'm going to be depressed.
They tried to give me that too. They tried to drug me. They tried to drug me.
They did for a while. When I was like 12, they gave me these pills.
Really?
And a lot of people fall into this because they don't want to. They don't want to take any accountability for their decisions. But it goes bigger than just women. It's being black. It's being POC. It's being queer. It's being a minority. It's being able. It's just any of these words. People don't want to take responsibility for their life. But I'm telling you, everybody here, everybody has some disadvantage. Everybody can label themselves as a minority in any way. But that will hold you back in life more than anything. It's a belief. It's a mindset. If you can get rid of that, what's possible is incredible. And I'm telling you, as somebody this year, I started this year broke. I'm a millionaire at the end of it. Even though I sacrificed all my platforms, you see where I'm at now. I am telling you it's possible.
I want a ginger minority. I don't know why.
You are a minority, technically.
Yeah. No, I just don't understand why we don't get like minority privileges as a ginger. I just feel like we're like discriminated against.
You have no soul at all.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really hate people that are victims. Like I just cannot stand it. Like I just feel like
Well, it makes them feel good.
Yeah, and I just feel like work hard. Like you can literally do anything. And that's what I got to see my dad growing up. Like he started broke on the south side of Chicago and he built a business for software that like employed over 250 people. Mm-hmm. So it's like I can't stand it.
Well, it's hard to work hard, and the reason people pick the victim mindset is because of all the distractions. If people are on TikTok all day, if they're invested in different things like BLM and they're emotional about Ukraine, stuff that has nothing to do with their life, then they're being drained constantly. If they're like jerking off on Twitch and they're donating money to girls that don't care about them and they're invested in like these parasocial relationships, so they're constantly on dating apps, if they're constantly on Instagram stories comparing themselves to other people, their energy is being drained. Mm-hmm. And so that energy that you can put into something that's going to make you better and working hard, they don't have it anymore because everything else, the matrix is trying to drain you of your energy, but you need to conserve it.
Would you consider yourself a red pill content creator? Is that what
of
you
course.
would say?
Yeah.
What do you think of women in the red pill? I've heard we're like problems.
I like what you talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's I think it's very necessary to have a voice like you in this space. I'll be honest, like Myron will say that women should not be in this space because they can't relate to male problems, mm-hmm. but the red pill is much bigger than just relationships, as we've discussed. Mm-hmm. It's not just about men and women. Mm-hmm. It goes deeper. It goes into them trying to control your every single move. So I think that you do have a valid place in this space. That's why I'm here, and I respect what you do.
Cool. I've been trying to get you on forever. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I could do anything. I got Sneeko on today.
if you work hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Hold on. Oh, what do you think about how Elon Musk has been doing as the CEO of Twitter?
The liberals will say that he's doing a bad job, but of course he's going to sacrifice his reputation in the now. His stocks are going to plummet because a lot of the liberals, like, they have control in these places. There's big investment firms like BlackRock, and they have a woke score for if they want to invest in a company, right? So if Target...
Wait. I'm sorry.
Okay, so...
A woke score. You gotta slow it down for
I'll explain this. So there's big investment firms like BlackRock. They have trillions of dollars, and then they can decide, they have money in some of the biggest corporations in the world. So if they want to invest in Target, for example, say Target wants to make a bunch of new locations, they will decide if they're worthy of investing if their woke score is high. So Target will do that by putting gay pride flags on the front, by doing a bunch of woke stuff.
Oh, so that's why all the companies are so...
That's why all the companies do woke things.
That's why I keep seeing these models.
Yep, that's why they because it's a sign to other companies, look how woke we are, because they know that woke is good. It's not because they care about it, it's because it keeps everybody controlled, correct? Elon Musk, his woke score, since buying Twitter and since freeing people like me, freeing Cobra Tate and a lot of the people, bringing back free speech on Twitter, his woke score went completely down. As a result, Tesla stock plummets, everything like that. The liberals like, what an idiot, what an asshole, he lost his money. Elon Musk is dumb. So he sacrificed his reputation for free speech. I love what he did, and history will favor him well, but right now you're gonna see outrage, you're gonna see people laughing at him, but what he's doing is good for the future of humanity.
What do you think? Because he banned Kanye, did you agree with that or disagree?
I disagree with that. Ye should be able to go on Twitter.
Okay.
I am a free speech absolutist. We should have Alex Jones should be free. Of course, Elon Musk could have done a lot more. Alex Jones, Ye. And even what he did, like what did Ye do? He tweeted the Jewish star with the swastika. That's saying that we should love everybody. Like,
I understood what he was saying. Like,
you didn't understand?
No. Like when he did that interview on Alex Jones, I watched the whole thing. Yeah. I didn't think it was racist. I don't know.
Who would he be racist to?
No, like I understood what he was saying. Like I understood how they clipped it. You know?
Yeah. When you take it out of context, you don't get it.
He was saying love everybody.
That's what Jesus would do. That's what God wants us to do, is to love everybody. He finally broke that last Matrix dam. When I was in the camp. I was in Yeezy Studio in LA working on the campaign when that happened. And I was watching it. I'm like, fuck. When I heard the clip, there's a lot of things that I love about him. I'm like, how are we gonna get out of this? I got triggered, but just like thinking part of the campaign. But he really, I think it was good that he said that. That was the last thing that the woke people always, worse than Hitler, worse, Trump's Hitler. Fine, I love Hitler. Boom. Now what do they have? He broke that last wall, and I commend him for saying that.
Do you think? Oh my gosh, is he still running for president?
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna win?
Of course, yeah. Yay 24.
I actually think he might win. I've been saying this because he's so entertaining, and I feel like so many people like him.
He's such a likable guy.
I think that the new politicians will be entertainers.
They already are. Trump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Trump's a stand-up comedian.
I think that the left is going to get The Rock. And I think they're just going to get entertainers, and that's going to be the new politicians.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I think like gone are the days, like in 50 years, gone are the days of like the boring ass politicians. Like I think it will be entertainers.
Well, you have to utilize, because that's how you get people to come out. Nobody would go to a Joe Biden rally. Like if any woke person tries to sell out a stadium, no one's going to show up. No one wants to go. Like what's the atmosphere at a Joe Biden rally going to be like? What's their slogan? What's their ideology? There's no energy. But Trump, he can go to a stadium right now, like, and be like, I'm going to be at the FTX Arena in Miami. Everyone would show up. We'd be doing chants. We're like, America. Like, everyone's happy. I went to a lot of Trump rallies in 2016. That shit was so much fun. Like, a feminist came in with a sign, like, Trump's bad. Everyone's like, lock her up. Lock her up. And then the police escorted her out. Everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I didn't even fully agree with all this stuff. It was just like the energy was very apparent. And it's not the same for people on the left.
So would you still go to a Trump rally now?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, you would.
Great content, yeah. I would actually go to a Joe Biden rally too, just to interview people. It's just great content. It's just you can farm, like the mask wearers, just go up and ask them 3 questions, like what's some rights that women have that men don't have? Or what's some rights that women don't have that men have? And they won't know. They won't say anything. It's just easy content. Trigger them.
Yeah, I love triggering the libs.
So much fun.
It's so
much fun.
Because they're just like kids.
Yeah, they're like children.
It's like, and when Kevin Samuels had a stream called Our Modern Women Children, and after doing the show for a year, I think yes. I think women, like, and I know I am a woman, I'm not special, but we are kids, basically. Like, that's how we think, because we ride on emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally. You think
What do you think about people calling you a pick-me?
Oh my gosh. At first, I didn't know what a pick-me was, so I was like, what the hell is a pick-me? But, okay, I think it basically means, oh my gosh, even the men do this to me too. They'll be like, they'll call me Derek Jax, whatever the frick that guy's name is. Like, it's basically meaning Derek Jackson, the guy that, you don't know? Okay. Well, it's basically saying that I don't believe what I say and I just say it to get picked. But I don't know, I'm just not that filtered. Like, I can't really prove to someone that I believe what I say. Like,
That's what pick-me means? You don't believe what you say?
Yeah,
I think it just means a girl that wants to be picked.
Well, I mean, I do want to get married, so that's a stupid insult anyway.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're saying, like, you're saying this stuff so the guys will pick you. So you don't believe what you say, you're just saying it because you're a pick-me. That's how I took it. You don't think so?
I thought pick-me is just any girl that wants to be picked. Because girls now, they want to be girl boss CEOs, feminist empowerment. They're like, I don't need a man. And so a girl that wants a relationship is a pick-me because she's like, hey, look, I'm presenting myself as a woman. And they've demonized that.
Oh my gosh. And this is the thing about feminists. They don't want these problems. This is the thing, like owning a business or whatever, like there's shit that I hate and stresses me out so much, and I have a plan to like outsource it to like men. But I'm like, you literally don't want to be in control of people. Mm-hmm. Like I'm telling you, like the girls that like talk about this, I'm like, you don't want it. You know what I mean?
It's too much work, and especially if you come from a place of emotion. And you have that problem too when you moderate debates. It's difficult because people just inherently don't want to listen to women. Like women just inherently are not capable leaders.
Yeah, and every female coach or boss I've had, I really haven't liked at all.
No, you call them a bitch as soon as they turn away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah. Let me see what other ones made. What is your advice to men who struggle with having success with women?
I wouldn't be about it. A lot of guys read a lot of stuff online. I went down that rabbit hole when I was like 16, 17, so I think I went through that early. Mm-hmm. Maybe 15, 16, 17. I was reading a lot of this book, reading Red Pill forums on the internet. Mm-hmm. I read The Game by Neil Strauss. I don't know if you've read that.
I've read that, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. But I wouldn't be about it. I would just try to constantly improve yourself every day. And I would work on yourself and your business. And I think the women will follow if you follow your masculine imperative. But a lot of guys, they get into this rabbit hole of self-improvement, and all it really is going to the gym, and they'll just be in the gym every day, but you're not improving your social skills. You're not improving your business. You're not interesting. You have no hobbies. You have nothing to talk about. You have no life experience. So if you improve every single aspect of your life and as a person, the women will just arrive.
Okay, I have a question about, and if you don't want to talk about this,
party.
it's okay. Yeah, okay. Can you tell me about the swinger party?
Yeah.
How did, like, I just
I've
saw
talked about it on many podcasts.
Yeah.
So I have always been a cheater. Like I've always inherently wanted to cheat. And I've had several relationships where it's just like, this is part of the reason that red pilled me. So I was in different relationships, and I constantly wanted to sleep around, but I felt shamed but I'm like, me wanting to cheat has nothing to do with my girlfriend. It has nothing to do with it. And so they make you seem like a bad person. And I had a couple relationships fail because of that, because of cheating and stuff like that. And then in a previous relationship, I was, well, it wasn't cheating. I would say like we would.
You did the open.
I did the open thing. So I'm sleeping around. It would make her really emotional, make her really upset. And it would seem unfair. So I thought, okay, to balance that out, let's go to a swinger party and like swap with a couple, and we can make it fair. And
oh, so that was the only time you did that?
Yeah, we went to a
I totally
party.
thought it was like a whole open relationship. So you just brought her to the swinger party?
Yeah, I brought her to a swinger party, and then I tried to swap with a couple. It's just like being around other men, it's just not for me. I don't recommend it for anybody. And that's a testament to the fact that men can sleep around and not get their emotions involved, but women do get their emotions involved, and it's different. Like sleeping around as a man is not the same as sleeping around as a woman. So,
are you still with that girl? Because I thought someone said that you were.
I have several.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she's one of them?
Yeah.
If you don't want it, then we can cut it. I don't
No,
know.
you don't need to cut anything. I'm
okay.
a transparent person. I stream
Okay.
every day. There's nothing that I haven't said. But, yeah.
Okay. What has it been like managing that, like different girlfriends? Has that been hard or has it been easy?
They come and go. They come and go. I've been focused on myself for the most part. You know, I wouldn't call them like full-time relationships. I've been streaming so much that, you know, I'm not spending as much time with them and like doing like cuddling up, watching Netflix and like doing boyfriend, girlfriend shit. It's most, I'll see you like twice a week, something like that. So that they might see me as the boyfriend, but I don't really see them as the girl. I think that's the best way to manage it. You know, just don't get too emotionally invested and be the man that they want. But managing that has been tough. I understand why you asked that question because people use that to discredit a lot of what I talk about in relationships. The people found out about it because I said it on a podcast because I tried it and I didn't like it. And I'm an honest person. I think a lot of people aren't open about mistakes that they've made. So I wanted to talk about it. It's just funny to talk about, you know? Like imagine putting yourself in that situation, like realizing like, oh, I don't want to be here, you know? And every single streamer, every single person who dislikes me, everybody on the woke has made fun of me for that. And there was this dude, Moist Critical Penguins, who's constantly saying like, I'm a cuck. And bro, the guy's like 5'6". He plays video games all day, and he's
always such losers.
No, and it genuinely, like,
always losers.
He was on a stream calling me this.
Or
and, like,
nerds.
Or nerds. I'm like, bro, if I'm like, pull up and just like say that to my face. Like, if you would say that to my face, then I guess I am. But he's like, no, watch these Twitch clips. And I'm like, I'll watch the Twitch clips if you show it next to me on your phone. You're in Florida. I'll pull up right now. I'm tired of your hit pieces. I'm not on Twitch. I'm not on YouTube. If you're more manly than me, then tell me that to my face, and they won't. They can't do it. They use this to discredit what I talk about.
No, and that's the thing. Like, it's crazy. I was telling you earlier, like, the ones that say they hate you and they see you in person, they act like your best friend.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
You bring them on your podcast all the time.
All the time. If, like, the one girl was saying, oh, you're racist, you're sexist. Swear to God, after the podcast, she had a whole story saying how much she liked me now. It's like...
This is the nature of the internet. It's changed any actual human interaction. And also, it's given a platform for negativity and hate. Like, it's... told people it's good to, you're like, if I make a video saying, I like pearly things, nobody's gonna watch it. If I say, the truth about pearly things exposed, million hits. People like drama. That's why everybody watches murder documentaries. That's why they all watch these shows. And YouTube now used to be a place of creativity, but if you look at like what they say about me now, there's a new documentary, legitimately a documentary about me every single day, like investigating into the mind of Sneeko. They like to negativity has run wild on Netflix and all these platforms.
Have you considered making a documentary, like yourself? Like
yeah,
about
I want to. I come from a filmmaking background. I went to film school, and I've made, when I was on YouTube before I started streaming for like 8-9 years, that's what I was known for, was like documentary, like movie style videos, and pretty artistic. I've made documentary type videos. There's a video called How to View Women that I have. It's a documentary. I would consider it's on my Rumble page. But yeah, that's where I want to graduate to. I'm still young, and I want to utilize the streaming thing and make enough money to where I could start sourcing and make my own documentary. Because I know that any movie industry company like Warner Brothers, I'm not going to ever get a deal probably. Like, I've dug myself a hole for what I talk about. And giant networks consider me a risk. So the only solution for me to want to direct a movie is to make enough money where I become the production company.
I thought your old interviews, like, I know those videos, I thought they were beautiful. Like, I feel like there's certain content that I look at it as, like, it's literally beautiful. And, like, that's how I felt about, like, the street interviews you used to do. Because sometimes I feel like there's a piece of content that, like, kind of shows what's going on in society. And it's like, these people are having a conversation on screen, but it like shows what's going on, like
the current psyche of the world.
Yeah, and that's how I like try to do on the channel. Like when I put Brittany Renner and Andrew Tate together.
That was a moment. A conversation that was that day. Because
that's what's happening is like there's a bunch of girls waking up around 30 with a kid from maybe it's not an NBA player, but it's the town rapper or whoever it is, right. And it's like. They can't get the men that they want anymore, which like Andrew Tate was supposed to like symbolize. You see what? So yeah, I don't know. I used to love those videos. I thought they were great.
Yeah, the 1 Minute Podcast. It's all on Rumble. It's on my website too, thecreativitykit.com. That's my online course. I put all my old videos on there. But I'm gonna find a way to re-release them. It is a little bit of a shame. I think that was the biggest part. What hit me the most about the cancellation was the 9 years of work, like almost my life's work. Genuinely, I've moved on from that. But imagine putting your entire life into one channel. Like hours of work. I dropped out of school. I remember all the all-nighters. I was like driving different places, doing road trips, spending my last $20 on on a wire for the microphone. Just all the memories associated with that. And yes, like, of course I still have backups of the videos, but like looking through the dates and the comment section, like I grew up on YouTube. Like a lot of people, you were talking about that, people have seen me go through puberty on Sneaker. That's how long I've been doing it, since I was 14. And the fact that they could just wipe that like that in a second was like, it's like they took, it's like they took a part of me.
I can't even. I've been doing it a year, and I can't even imagine. Like, I would cry. I would not be as positive as you are right now.
There's nothing else to do. I'm not gonna be a woke victim. Like, the only thing you can do is keep it.
I'll cry for a day.
We're still young. I'm not. No, just gotta keep going.
So, what are your career goals the next 5 years? Life goals, career goals.
Make enough money to where I can get out, make enough money to where I can start my own production company, continue to wake people up. I want to build a strong network in the Creativity Kit. That's I have a Discord server where a lot of people are starting to make money, because making money online is the future. And so I want to have a strong network of people around me. I want to continue adding value to that course. I would say the next 5 years is having a strong network around me, so where the cancellation, inevitably, whatever they want to take next, it won't hurt as bad, because my reputation will supersede any of the allegations. I mean, I look at what's happening to Andrew and Tristan, free them, and it's very likely that the same thing could happen, because we have pretty much the exact same message. I said that as soon as they were banned from big tech. I said, like, am I next? And a lot of people were like, you ain't shit, nothing's gonna happen, and then boom, wiped. So the best thing to do is prepare for the fact that the Matrix and these people, they don't want me to be talking about this, so I need to prepare for the fact that they shut people like me out. So next 5 years, become richer, stronger, better, smarter, and continue to improve.
Do you want 10 sons?
20.
20? 20
No,
sons?
I think I want 5 children, but I'm 24. We'll see when I'm 30 or something like that. Maybe I'll change my mind about that. 10 sons seems like a lot, but then you can have a whole volleyball team of your kids.
Yeah, I think about that. I always say I want 5 boys, and like they have to be like, I'm tall, so they'll just be like giants. But
you don't want any daughters? You're worried you're gonna have a 304?
No, actually, not really. No, like I'm just thinking like it's kind of hard being this tall as a girl. I feel like I'm on like okay, if I got any taller, it would be bad. Okay, like, and I'm like, if I had a 6'2", 6'3" daughter, that's so tall. Like, I have a different.
So that's why you don't want to have a daughter, because you're gonna be tall?
And I just don't like women's sports that much, so like, I'd rather watch men's sports.
You don't watch women's sports?
Of course
You don't watch
not.
the WNBA?
No, of course not. And I played basketball last year too, so I'm like, I played sports. That was the only thing I cared about until I was like 22.
Does a part of you wish you were a guy?
No, not really. I see the stuff like, oh God. I see the stuff that guys have to go through like firsthand through the channel, and I'm like, that would be a lot harder. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I used to wish that women's sports had money in it, because I just loved women's sports. Like, I just loved playing.
It's just people don't like watching it.
It's just not entertaining.
It's just not.
And I'm not going to be that's what they're trying to do to me on the Vice panel. They're like, oh, are you oppressed because women's sports like doesn't make money?
Yeah, they try to get that angle.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, they're just not as entertaining.
It doesn't make money because no one watches it.
Yeah, and I don't even watch it. So how am I
Yeah.
going to be mad that no one else does?
What team does Brittany Griner play for?
I couldn't-
That's the most famous WNBA, and no one even knows.
I couldn't name one. Is there a Pelicans team?
I don't know. I thought Brittany Griner was Brittany Renner for like 7 months.
Everyone does. And that's the thing. Like, I just refuse to be a victim. Like, I just don't. I don't know. I just picked something else. I think. Let me see if I have any more questions.
I want to have daughters, though. I don't just want to have a bunch of sons. I think it'd be good. I think it would balance out I think it would be a good.
Okay. Do you want multiple wives? Like, a lot of guys in Red Pill want like multiple. Are you gonna get multiple?
Are you pro monogamy?
Am I pro? Okay. I have weird views on monogamy. Okay. I feel like I am pro monogamy. I'll just say yes.
Okay.
But I feel like it, like, for the 1%, 5% of guys, it kind of makes sense why they don't want to.
Yeah, ideally, 4 wives sounds nice.
Okay.
We'll see if that's really attainable. You have to be extremely successful, rich, and ready to handle that. I don't think mentally I'm ready for 4 wives now. No, I'm not at that point. But that sounds ideally, yeah. Ideally, I would say yes, I do.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I feel like there's kind of a mix of that with the red pill guys, where like some end up like getting married. Some even end up getting married, as weird as that is.
Yeah, like Rollo Tomasi, is he married, right?
Yeah, but I feel like he's different because I don't think he was as aware when he got married. You know what I mean?
So he got red pill in his marriage
I think
and
so.
then stayed in the marriage?
Well, I mean, if he likes his wife, like, what, is he going to leave her? He's already married. He's going to leave his wife and his daughter.
Yeah, I would love to be married. I would love to be married eventually.
What are your thoughts on modern American foreign policy?
I am pro-Putin. I think that we should not involve ourselves in foreign affairs. It's a proxy war. We have no business in Ukraine at all. They're using it. The same thing. Look what happened with FTX. They're using the Ukraine war to funnel money to the Democratic Party. FTX, it's just one giant global scam. We should get out of Ukraine. We should let Putin take it over. He's completely justified in wanting to invade.
Wait. Oh, my God. What?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to know. I don't understand.
So
I thought Russia was, like, bad.
Well, that's part of the programming, but
Okay.
you don't really know why. No, Putin's justified. So they're putting missiles and they're putting weapons of mass destruction in Ukraine right next to Russia. And I think NATO wants to get Ukraine involved in that. They're trying to globalize the world. It's all part of the New World Order. So Putin wants to invade. He doesn't want Ukraine. He doesn't want missiles right next to his country. So he's invading. He's saying, no, I'm against NATO. Fuck off. And then America's like, but Ukraine is Zelensky and he's a good guy. And we have why do we care about Ukraine? They've brainwashed all of us. Putin is completely justified. I'm pro-Putin.
Oh, my God. Am I blue pill about foreign policy? I think I am. I thought Russia was bad. I didn't even know.
Well, I mean, even if Russia was bad, what do we have business doing in Ukraine and Russia? That's their business. Look, if we can learn from our mistakes and involving ourselves in Vietnam and Iraq, we should stop getting in wars that have nothing to do with us. And there's no reason. But America needs to constantly be at war because there's so much money that's generated. You know, the arms industry. It's a business. Being at war constantly funnels a lot of money for the American government.
But they also spend the money too. Like, doesn't it? It's like a big percentage of our national.
It's a giant scam. Like we give $45 billion to Zelensky, and then he's giving handouts to different politicians. That money's not really going to Ukraine.
Oh, see, I got red pilled even further. I didn't even.
W. Putin.
What are your thoughts on the Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez situation?
Free Tory Lanez. Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Kelsey. Tory Lanez is an innocent man, and I think she's part of the psyop. Seeing her twerking with She-Hulk, I don't believe anything she says.
The Saya?
The psyop, the belief system that we're supposed to fall into, the mirage of the reality. Mm-hmm. That's what the psyop is. I think it's all garbage. She lied about being in a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez. There's so many inconsistencies. She didn't go to the police for a month, and then eventually she did. I don't buy it at all. I think that Tory Lanez is innocent, and they tried to make him look like the bad person. I think it's very similar to the Andrew Tate situation. Megan Thee Stallion is shaking hands with Hillary Clinton. That sets off red flags. I don't buy it.
Oh my gosh, you think that was like that was the deep state, that trial? Like maybe what if they own Megan and they can't have her get in trouble?
I do think they own Megan. I mean, she's the perfect example of the leader of the feminist movement, a leader of the woke girl boss movement. Her name is Thee Stallion, male horse. Mm-hmm. Megan the male horse. Megan the girl boss. Megan the whore feminist girl boss queen. She twerks, but she's also a businesswoman. She's pushing that girl boss ideology to girl, but they don't actually want to do that. Girls want to be feminine. Girls don't really want to work as much as men. This is not their lane, but she is the image of what they want girls to become, and it's making them unhappy.
I don't understand that. Like, why do people like Megan and Cardi B too?
I mean, Cardi B admitted to drugging and robbing men, and look at that. Everybody's outraged about Andrew Tate, but she's like, okay, yeah, I drugged and robbed men, and everyone still claps.
And
yes,
nobody
queen.
cares.
No one cares.
But when it's men, nobody cares. And it's funny. Before I got like red pilled, I didn't realize how many like little things in society are so anti-men, and you don't even notice it. Like the example I always use is like knocked up, and that's just a random phrase, right? But it puts the responsibility on the men and not the women. Like nothing is ever our fault. So like when you have these delusional women that come in, it's because all of society, nothing's ever our fault, and we don't get in trouble for anything. Like Megan Thee Stallion now, like literally blamed something on Tory Lanez, and he had to take the fall, and now he's going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he could appeal, but as of now, he's facing something like 20 years. And I met him like last month. He was a nice guy in his studio. He was very friendly to me. Nice women, nice people around him. Nice dog. I got to film in his studio. I did the first podcast in his. He was just setting up a podcast studio in Miami. It's too bad. Me and Academics said that. He just, yeah, great guy. Great guy.
What do you think of the Me Too movement?
Garbage. I mean, there's like two bad people, maybe. Harvey Weinstein, I understand. I mean, if you're going to be problematic about it, movie career, like, you had to give an old guy head, but you got a movie career. Okay, yes, power, it's bad. They don't actually want to do it. But most girls get nothing out of it. They just get nut on their face and the guy's broke and they never get to see him again. This guy, you get a little bit of old Weinstein come, but then you get an entire movie career, you know? Not that bad. The rest of them, Louis C.K., bro, what did he do? He on the phone and he's canceled. Like, it's a lot of garbage, and a lot of people got lied on. I think it exposed a lot about how women lie. Look at Gervonta Davis right now. He was just arrested, and then his baby mama said, "Oh, I made the whole thing up."
What? Is she getting in trouble?
I don't think so. And Gervonta Davis, he posted a picture on his Instagram. She was wiping shit on his toothbrush.
Ew.
It's disgusting. Like, women are told to act like children while also being girl bosses because they know they're not going to face any accountability for their actions. Look, in the comments right now, we all know an instance of a woman who lied about being R-worded, and we all just move on.
Oh my God. I have thoughts on this, okay? I have thoughts. Before the show started, okay, I really thought like nobody, okay, I don't want to say nobody, but I would say I thought it was an exception that girls would lie about that stuff. Like, I thought it would be rare. Does that make sense? Like, I just thought
No, it's normalized.
Oh my God, because it would have show after show after show.
They don't care.
These women are crazy. I swear to God, this show has changed me. I used to be a lot more patient.
You can't be. Once you see that, it's completely a clown world, Pearl.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today. This was fun.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to tell the people? Tell them where to find you.
Rumble.com/Sneeko and thecreativitykit.com. I am launching my new course February 1st, so get ready for that. I want to build a strong community, and we're teaching you how to make money online. Yeah, but rumble.com/Sneeko, I'm streaming every day at 8 p.m. I'm hoping that, do you think you're going to post this full version or you're going to post it in clips? I'm thinking about.
I was going to say, I think we'll probably put the full version on Rumble, but like clips.
No, I need to be on the mainstream platforms. Everyone on Rumble already knows me.
The full one. What if they take away my channel? That's the only thing.
You could maybe censor the parts where
That's what
really
I was thinking. I was like, we could just cut out like
the strike-worthy stuff, the climate change, election.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, like,
COVID.
we'll probably just cut, like, in my head, I was thinking we have it cut and just say this part's on Rumble. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the next part keeps going.
Because I would like the full version somewhere. I mean, like, anybody watching this, Rumble's gonna take over eventually, but right now the strategy for cancel people, and when you get canceled, is to go and collaborate with other people.
I don't want to get canceled.
It's Pearl. It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
I don't want to.
Tell Susan to or something. Get canceled with me. No, don't.
No.
But the strategy is to stay on mainstream platforms and do collaborations with other people. But at the same time, like, you did a collaboration with It's Complicated recently, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to. He's afraid, man. Like,
I told him that. It's funny. He asked me if he should do it with you. I told him to do it. So I'm really surprised that he didn't put it up, because he asked me, like, should I do the collab with Sneeko? I'm like, I love Sneeko. You got to put him on the platform.
I know. We had a great interview. I was there for like an hour and a half. He asked me so. He's a great interviewer. And it was after my association with Ye, they think I'm anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Even people like on this side can still risk their platforms, but that's why Rumble's taking over.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll do more stuff. I gotta get you on a street interview or something.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay, guys, we'll probably put the little pieces, or the bad part, not the bad parts, the strike-worthy parts on Rumble, maybe Patreon, we'll see. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you, Pearl.